so it begins.
So I guess I was interested in music from an early age, just being exposed to my sort of dad's record collection. He always had the Technic set up, whether it was electronic, rock, reggae, you know, all sorts.
I think it must have been quite an exciting kind of moment, really, to actually, you know, even just putting a pair of headphones on, I think is quite a exciting thing when you're a little kid. I was never precious about records. Records were for playing and sharing and not for hoarding and collecting.
And I decided I wanted to make my own music, and I was interested in like dubstep then, and I was interested in house and sort of weird UK bass.
Into Planet Wax, local record shop, good tune selector, yeah.
Well, a pinnacle moment in my career would be in 2016 when I got signed to Blueprint Records, following the label for a very long time, and you know, done a few releases but nothing major. So when I reached out, firstly I was just like super happy that they even responded back, and then the fact that they were interested, I couldn't believe it. Planet Wax, good local record store, New Cross, banging tunes, top quality pints. What more could you want?
When he was a teenager at 15, his dad and I split up, and my new partner handed Romek a music program called Reason. Within a week he'd mastered it all, and he'd come up with some dubstep thing which somebody had taken notice of, a record label or whatever. So I knew Romek was onto something.
I think Romek had quite eclectic sort of taste, but he was obviously drawn towards electronic music more than anything. I think maybe that was there was early stages of the first kind of programs were coming out on computers to kind of how to make music. And
I think I did a live set once at this village hall in South Brent. I think I made a beat on Reason, exported it, played it off my iPad, and then played the keyboard over it. That was probably my best gig of my life. Because of where I grew up in Totnes, in Devon, and there wasn't so many music venues around, so we used to go to a lot of free parties up in the moors, illegal raves and bits like that. So we got excited by doing our own parties, which made me want to expand and showcase my vision of my sound.
Well, I joined Facebook for about a month, and I don't ever go on it anymore, but for that month I did actually go onto his Facebook page. I was like gobsmacked, and found like hundreds of photos of what he'd been getting up to, and that's why I first realised that, oh my god, he's been doing all these parties and have all these images of him and his friends in bunkers or in barns or up on the moors, all off their heads, and obviously totally doing secret parties and underground raves and all that. So it was actually really quite shocking and quite exciting at the same time.
So I was fascinated by the abstract nature of electronic music, and the alien, big into sci-fi and these kind of films and these themes and alien landscapes. And I liked that you can, the unconforming nature of music, and techno, it can be very abstract as well, and that's why I love to use hardware, because you can just really get into the feel of it, and you express your movements are coming off and being delivered as sounds. From Like at an early age, I was really interested in a lot of the IDM sounds coming out of the UK, your Aphex Twin, Square Pusher, Planet Mu and stuff like this.
There's always been the Aphex Twin connection that they always go on about, and it wasn't just obviously the music, it was the visuals as well, the crazy videos that he had, and I think it's sort of quite shocking for them, but it was a really good introduction to the connection between visuals and creating a whole genre for yourself and a look for yourself.
And that really caught my attention from a young age, just to the absolute like bonkers ideas that they're doing. I remember like my dad showed me that window licker video, and this like
You want my real honest opinion about Romek's music?
Yeah,
I do find it quite difficult, and I find that's quite, I kind of love it in a way. I struggle with the fact that I don't feel like I can quite say to my friends, oh, do you want to hear my son's music? I can't say, oh, you'll love it.
And then the Torn Relics project, I'm lucky that we're able to explore different instruments as well. Like Amy, my wife, she plays violin, and this is a really powerful instrument to adding atmosphere and layers and mood, and so I've really enjoyed going outside and pushing things further with the Torn Relics project, because it's not so conformed to being dance floor or club music. Well, that's what's nice about the Torn Relics project, is it's very open-ended. We try out different ideas, combining different styles. Amy's comes from the traditional Irish trad folk background.
It's quite a natural progression, because we started going out, we were in a relationship and kind of like doing our own projects, and then we moved in together as well, so it was like full studio in our little house in Stoke Newington. And yeah, I was like playing like a lot of trad in my youth as well, so it's quite interesting just to kind of merge that with electronic music. Felt like kind of every time we had a jam, we had a new track out of it, so
yeah, the ideas come pretty quick.
And after seeing them live recently at the end of last year, I totally got their Torn Relics stuff. It was an incredible live experience, and it just transformed how I see the music now. But it doesn't mean that it's not the sort of thing I put on at work. I'm always so impressed with Romek that he just got on and did things his own way, and just seemed to manifest everything that's happened for him. He's manifested on his own, really, without any much help and support, apart from having an amazing friendship group around him, which he's kept since being down in Devon, since he was young, and I think that's been amazing to have that support around him.
Whenever I'm not playing, essentially engineering for other people. Then I also do other work for another company, doing label acquisition and audio restoration and digitising back catalogues. Fast-paced life and the hecticness of London, which I love. But I also find that nature is very important to me, being in fresh air and mountainous or forest. I need this break, good for your soul, good for your mind.
Another big form of inspiration for me is going and viewing art, going to galleries, going to exhibitions. From a young age, both my parents were always dragging me to exhibitions, and I never quite knew at that point of how important I'd find it, but just seeing different textures, different forms of art, different layers, different approaches, because art can mean so many different things to different people. but when you view it, take the time, get in that headspace, thinking, you know, you're away from distraction, having a little moment to think about what the artist is doing, what they were going through. It's just really important to express yourself in all these different forms. But for me, seeing the textures, seeing the breath strokes, the movement, it's kind of has inspired my music as well. Been getting into boxing as well. It's important to keep you fit. Now I'm just spending a lot of my time in the studio or working on the computer. I really enjoy urban exploring, checking out abandoned places, been to some mad spots in London and outside.
Romek's case, he was dabbling around with that, computer program, and he came across something that gave him that little spark. So, and there's the permission to just do that, and I just think that is the seed, really, that gives that little explosion.
Yeah, it's been great to be involved with Loose Lips since the kind of birth of it, really. We've done some great parties, had some highs and some lows, and learnt a lot, helping out with you guys, putting on the early parties, and yeah, we've had some great times, so it was amazing. It felt very natural then to put my last EPs out with Loose Lips, and we had a remix from Lacquer, so that was great to finally put out this output, which for me it was a different kind of release to what I've done in the past. It was very personal, a collection of tracks that I'd sort of made over a sort of like 10-year span almost, and it was really nice to finally put these together, spanning. It was more electronica, IDM, ambient influences, which, that's what I really like about Loose Lips, and open-minded about different genres and different sonics. Love being involved in the experience of just listening to loud music. Can't really beat it in the club environment or gigs. What's the point in making club bangers if you don't like going out?
I have played with back-to-back a couple of times where he's had to kind of play more like it's usually been at weddings basically, but it's always been really good fun, and obviously he's had to play slightly different stuff to what he normally plays. But I'd love to get the chance to even play at one of his events. If you're watching, Romek. Because I do think I've got such a wide selection of music. There would always be something that would fit in with whatever they were doing.
Be cool. I think that's a great note to end on. We need to make that happen, and thanks so much, Mike. I think.
Okay.
Since the making of this film, Amy and I have embarked on the journey of parenthood, so we've welcomed into our lives a beautiful little soul, a little baby boy called Oshin, and he has brought us whole new levels of joy, as well as through the highs and the lows. So it's been a test on our relationship, but it's been amazing, and we've learned a lot, and just watching him grow is a beautiful feeling, and just seeing his little cheeky smile, his character coming through now. He's 10 months old now, and it's just brought a whole new level of meaning, and put a lot of things into perspective.